Hello, welcome to the latest moon draw for the full moon in Aquarius, happening on August 9th at 3:54 a.m. Eastern Time. The moon will be at 16 degrees 59 minutes Aquarius, which means the sun will be at 16 degrees 59 minutes Leo at the same time. I'm going to be talking about the moon and a few other aspects, mainly the moon. I've been focusing on the moon here. Welcome, this is Co-Creating with Cosmic Holly. I'm going to talk about the full moon, and then I'm going to draw a card for each sign, each zodiac sign. And so listen for your rising sign or ascendant, it's the same thing. And you can also listen for your sun and any other planets you wish. So during the full moon, if you're setting intentions, this is the time of, full energy, full flower. You're at full awareness, you're committing to something. There's a public facing commitment that happens. This is when we make declarations. It's a great time. Full moons are always a good time to have something public happening. We begin to we can perceive the energy that we put out 2 weeks earlier during the new moon in Leo. We start to see the culmination of what we've seeded as it starts to grow. And so when I say full flower, we start to see the flowers. There's still time to weed. There's still things you can weed out of your garden because you're not actually picking the flowers yet, or you might pick a few, but like generally you are going, this is what I declare, this is what I'm showing off. This is what I'm celebrating. It's a celebratory time. And when we put our intentions out there, as the moon waxes, we can see what is happening. We start to be able to get clarity on our endeavors, on things we maybe didn't have an answer to while the moon was dark. There's at the dark of the moon, everything is in full potential. We put our energies out there, and we combine them, right, with the cosmos, right? We combine them with the universe to say this or something better is now coming to me for the highest good of all, which means you want an outcome, you put in an intention out there, but you're willing to do the dance with the divine, and let the divine also have input. And like the reality is, if you're desiring something, chances are there's a nudge from the divine anyway, right? Or asking for help is, some ask and you shall receive, right? You can't, if you do not ask for help, please and thank you, you might get what you want, or you might get what you need. But if you can articulate your desire, your wish, your blessing, chances are, our words have power. And that's one of the things I was talking about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, with Uranus and Gemini now. Gemini is about communication and our words and poetry and incantation. When we name something, we create magic. So when we're able to, I mean, sometimes we can't articulate things, but we have this expression, and Leo is part of, like, Leo energy is that self-expression where, you know, you might not have words for it, but maybe you paint or you dance, or, you know, or you have to express it in a few different ways, not just with words, right? That's another thing. That's part of a ritual where, you know, and that's where we maybe make a movement, or we put music to the words, and we sing, or we, you know, we do a dance, or you know, have sex. You know, it's a way to express something, love, something transcendental, like bringing yourself into a transcendental state. But with Uranus, going back to Uranus and Gemini, like, I'm seeing this as we put the words out there, as we put intentions out there, there's definitely going to be a lot more energy that is new to us, because most of us haven't experienced Gemini and Uranus in our lifetime, but also we don't know, like, Uranus is erratic, and it's kind of like lightning striking here and there, and, you know, it changes things, it rocks things, it makes us it gets things to spiral out. Aquarius, which is the moon that we're looking at now, is ruled by Uranus. It actually has a co-ruler. It's Saturn, which is traditional and wants to build structure, and Uranus, which is like lightning, electricity, communication, the internet, big communication, community, right? And so there's this almost like a little bit of push and pull energy with Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the power of thought, according to Caroline Casey. I've been studying with Caroline Casey lately, so I'll probably be quoting her for a little while. The power of thought as it turns on form, as it takes on form. So it's the power of thought as it takes on form. Gemini is the power of word as it takes on form, but Gemini and Aquarius are both air signs. So I'm just intuitively feeling like the moon is going to pass over before it becomes full, but as it's on its way, it's going to be in a trine for a little bit right before it becomes full with Uranus and Gemini. So there is, perhaps I'm feeling like this moon, it might be a very talky moon. There might be a lot of declarations coming up on, you know, the 8th, you know, leading up to the full moon. Aquarius has the vision of an inclusive society, inviting each of us to participate. So we are living in a time right now where it seems like there's a ton of division, and society really isn't that inclusive, or that's what's being projected out there. But as far as all the people I know and all the people I talk to, people are very inclusive, but there's a lot of, feels like chaos going on at the top level of governmental systems right now. But I think like on a community level, like people really do deeply care for one another. And I think it's really important right now to be looking at what's happening. That is just, a lot of things are really outrageous, and finding a way to bring in a blessing, like, and that's something I'm working on, and maybe we can all work on it. Stay tuned. I'm figuring out or learning or trying how to put blessings out there, blessing right now, into, I mean, everything just feels like a dream, right? It's like, if you're lucid dreaming, you can, look at your hands or look around you and or look at a part of your body that you recognize and go, wow, I'm dreaming, right? And then, okay, well, I want to fly in this dream, and then you fly. So in some ways, it's kind of like that in your waking life. What is it that you want? I had no idea I was going to talk about any of this tonight, but I guess this is what's happening. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly was, while the full moon in Aquarius is happening, we have Saturn and Neptune at 1 degree Aries opposing Mars at 1 degree Libra. So Aries rules Mars. So right now Mars is actually taking direction from Saturn and Neptune. And Saturn and Neptune are kind of doing this dance together. Neptune wants to bring transcendental beauty into the world. And Saturn wants to create structure and responsibilities. So they're kind of working together to, I see it this way anyway, to create something really beautiful. And Mars is being kind of pushed into action again. Mars is in Libra. Libra is like diplomatic. Libra is about relationships. So I've been hearing all kinds of things about what that actually means. And for me, I feel like now is a time to see how we can build beauty in relationships. See how we can build communication that creates transcendental beauty, and put energy behind it. Mars is an energizer. If we find ourselves being attracted or moved by beauty, take action on it. And the other thing is, Venus is just about to catch up to Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer is nurturing. Cancer is home. Cancer is like, how are you nurturing your home? How's your, like, and Venus, again, is beauty and love. This moment, this time, we're like at high midsummer right now, feels very dreamlike, feels very magical. Is there something you know, it almost feels very much like we're at this precipice, you know, I'm in the Hudson Valley, and so we're moving toward autumn, and I mentioned this last week, it's becoming visible. It's starting to get a little chilly. I'm sitting outside, I'm sitting on a porch, but it's starting to get chilly. In the mornings, it's a little chilly, and it starts to get chilly at night, and it's actually really nice. Leaves are starting to change color, but that's just like what's going on physically. We're in the deep summer where this is like, Leo is a fixed sign, so it's summer. We are, it's just the deepness of this season. And yet there's this sense that we're on the precipice of change, and that part of that precipice, I guess this is what I'm keep trying to say, is that we have a say, we have some say. Our little hearts, our little vibrations actually create, as well, we actually create the world. So even though fall is on its way, I don't know, I'm feeling really hopeful. I guess this time, this reading's a little bit more personal, because I certainly feel a shift. I'm feeling a shift in the energy, and I'm feeling like I want to be a part of something that makes this world a better place. And I'm urging everyone, you know, to make the world a better place, to like put some vibes out there to make the world a better place in any way you can. Maybe that's part of the summer energy, is like the gift of Leo is, you know, express yourself. What is the thing that like makes you want to be alive? Do you love dancing? Like, Leo creates drama, you know, or lives melodrama. That's another Caroline Casey ism, I think. She said, create drama or live melodrama. The drama just inspires. The drama is to inspire other people to also live their creative potential. And when you live your creative potential, you're living your divine potential. Woo! All right. So, oh yeah, this full moon, I didn't look up the date, but I'll write it in the, I'll write it in the description underneath the video, is also connected to the new moon in Aquarius from 18 months ago. So that would be, maybe the end of 2023, or no, it would be, anyway, I'll look it up. I'll write it down. But if you keep track of this stuff, you'll see that things really start to, like, we all have goals and dreams, and not everything happens in 1 month, intervals. Something you can start to see the start of things, and some things do just like come and go, but some things really grow. So you're going to see, if you look back 18 months, that some things you were touching on 18 months ago are being, the moon is shining on it. And the moon always gives us a slightly different perspective. The moon gives us we have time to reflect. The moon is a reflector, right? The moon reflects the light of the sun. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these cards, and I'll so look for your rising sign. I will put them in the minutes underneath the video. So the first sign is Leo. The first rising is Leo, and so Leo is experiencing some awakening of self through relationships right now. And I spoke about that at the new moon because Pluto was opposing the moon and the sun, and now the moon has moved just a little bit. The moon is now also in Aquarius where Pluto is, but it's about 12 degrees or so, or 15 degrees. I don't know. It's at least 10 degrees beyond Pluto, but it's crossed over, and so there's this energy of this emotional satisfaction for transformation also. So whatever maybe the Pluto thing that was happening during the new moon, and this goes for all signs, you're going to see something with the full moon now. So for Leo, it's through relationships, through others, some awakening of self through others. And, oh, this is great. The Three of Cups, Three of Vessels. So friendship, joy, dancing, celebration makes total sense. You're having some kind of growth, some kind of personal awareness by being with others, by being with friends, by celebrating, by dancing. And other cards you see, usually you see three figures, usually women holding up glasses and dancing. This is one of my favorite cards. That's really great. This is really good, a really good energy for Leo. Hooray! I'm going to put the card back in the deck and keep shuffling. So now we're going into Virgo. And Virgo's experiencing, Virgo at this time of year is it's more of a kind of an unconscious time. It's the 12th house, so there's this there's something in the subconscious that Virgo kind of goes through every year. They kind of like reach into this Virgo rising, our collective unconscious, something that we've forgotten in our culture, and brings it back to the light. And then the transformation and the new perception is coming through everyday life, what you do for your work every day. And then also there may be this like it's like how you serve. And so there's going to be, through service, there'll be like a memory of something from the collective consciousness that comes to light for you. And let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, the Sun. This is such a nice, I love this card as well. The Sun is joy. So there's a lot of change happening. Allow that reflection to bring joy. You're going to find joy, and you're going to find renewal in some aspect of your everyday life. And that's going to kind of go back into the fold of the kind kind of the unseen world for you. There may be at this time a retrieval of some part of yourself that feels like it's been in exile. That's all. Libra, this is your house of hopes and dreams, your house of community. That's where Leo is. And there's something in that aspect of your life that is going to there's going to be a shift through your creative self-expression. So your creative self-expression is creating, you're going to start to perceive your the importance of your creative self-expression in a new way, and perhaps in your community or in your hopes and dreams or even in luck, you're going to get confirmation or reflection somehow from the people around you, the people that are in your life, or you're going to start to meet new people. There's some kind of transformation through the way you express yourself. And well, wow, we got the 10 of Cups, and this is alchemical transformation right here. There's some emotional expression that is coming to transformation. It's like reaching its highest point before you're on a new quest. That's pretty cool. That's great. Wow. Okay, now moving on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, during the Leo season, is your house of reputation and, really what you radiate out to the world, and to find a way it's your calling. And there's something in your personal life, I dropped the card here, that so the moon is shining light on your, shining from your home, where you feel secure, your most private aspect of self is you're receiving a new perspective from that area of your reality, and there's some change that's happening there because of the Pluto, and you're ruled by Pluto. So there's this you're reflecting on your need for safety and making your home like a sacred space, and how that influences what it is you put out into the world. And here we have the 7 of Wands. Whoa, 7 of Wands. So we have these two creatures. This is, gosh, I see this card. This is a little different than Rider-Waite, but I feel like this is like passion. You might be feeling a little bit of there may be strife here, or there may be like heightened there could be sexual tension, but there's some kind of reflection from, like, you're grappling with something and you've been working really hard, and it feels like you have had some victory, and now there's like, you either feel like you have to fight to keep it, or you're seeing something in a new way, and it's like, ah, I have to make a choice. Like, really, this is kind of about choice. And or you may be feeling, or you might be feeling, like I said, there's tension, but it also could be that you're like trying to, what is that word? Bring the two together. Bring perhaps the perception you got from the perspective you were getting from your like private world into your public reality. And it's like, how do I do it? And it feels like it's some kind of like very intense situation. So I would try and take there's a couple things, and I know Scorpio tends to like to be like private about what it is they're going through until they're like feel very sure about it. With the Wands energy, that's really intuitive, creative energy. So if you could let yourself create, if you're feeling frustrated, like try and work it out through some kind of creative outlet. You can move your body, dance, run. I feel like Scorpio, you know, it's an interesting to have Aquarius in the fourth house, which is your house of home, because it's also a place of community. So, yeah, I would try to, if you're feeling like you need to fight in order to like keep hold of something, I would try and stand back first and say, do I really need to fight? Maybe, you know, yeah. Can I do something else? I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you need to stand up for something. But 7 is always this like point of, it's a choice point. You either step back and like you can do the old action you always did, or you can slow down, ask the universe, your higher self, or just see if you can hear your intuition to go and ask, what is the next best thing, or how can I be curious? Like, if you're feeling angry, like, or like, how can I be curious about this, or playful about this, or what can I, how can I put my energy into this so that I can move this situation to the next level, rather than falling all the way back down to like burning out before you get the chance to see a situation completely through. Sagittarius, we're during Leo season, you are in a place of like wanting to learn or travel, or maybe you're meeting new people. And the moon, you're reflecting on what's going on around town, your community. You're kind of picking up on, like, you're sort of like have this energy of, you might be perceiving almost like, I'd say, like the nervous system of the community, the nervous system of things going on around you, picking up on what's happening. talking to people in your vicinity. Like, you're starting to see things in a new way based on based on what's happening in your neighborhood. Maybe through a book you read. All right, a poem. We have the, it's a little dark. 7 of Cups. Same thing here. You can, now is a time where you're being asked to either fall back on old habits or choose the inspired action. I would choose the Golden Cup. So, you know, that could be like as simple as not gossiping. You know, you might like hear some news where you're just like, I am gonna flip that story. I'm gonna change that story. What's an inspired story? What makes me feel inspired? I'm gonna do something differently, or I'm not gonna, you know, join in on this. But you're kind of sensitive right now and feeling what's happening. And yeah, what's the new story? Rather than, you know, what's the same old thing, you know? If you're hanging out with people who you're like realizing aren't good for you, aren't gonna let you express yourself, now's the time to choose something new, choose something inspired. Okay, we're in Capricorn now. Good luck, Sag. Capricorn. This is the time for Capricorn when it's like there's sort of this energy that this Leo season is kind of like there's an awareness of sort of the unseen around the scene things, even around the scene of people, whatever. This is a time where I feel like there's an awareness of, like I said, the unseen world. And right now, it's like the health of the unseen world feels important. And then the moon is going to bring some sort of like you start to look at what it is that you value in your life, what is wealth for you, and that doesn't necessarily mean just your money, but like what is it that you really value, and what are some of those unseen things that you might value. Oh my goodness, I'm 6 of Wands. So yeah, what inspires you? This person's holding up their wand, and then there's all these, this is like, this looks like 6, you know, like the Ace of Wands. It's like 6 aces. It's like there's a lot of divine energy right now lifting you up. And that makes total sense. So it's like, what is it, this thing, what is it that's lifting you? And, you know, what are you giving back? It's like, is that as you do the thing that inspires you, as you declare what you value and act on it, are you lighting all of these with just one flame? because that is what happens when we act on our inspiration. We inspire others, and others inspire us. It's a give and take. That's really cool. All right. So Aquarius, this is a time where, like Leo seasons, when relationships are highlighted. We're talking Aquarius rising, okay? All of these are rising. There's something about your personal experience of yourself, like what is that you're seeing in a new way, that's like creating your that's starting to shift the way you experience relating to others, especially in one-on-one relationships. So there's an awakening of self. I mean, it's the moon. It's also Pluto. Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for a long time, and so we're just at the beginning. There is massive transformation. There's an awakening to your innate power that that you're just starting to recognize. And awakening to power sometimes is sometimes it's not easy, but you know, that's the cool side of Pluto. I just went through it. I've been having a Pluto transit my whole life, but I'm a Capricorn, so with Sag rising, Scorpio moon. Just had Pluto happening for most of my life. So it's wild. It's going to be a wild ride. Oh, look at that. We got the sun again. So there's something about the reality of yourself, of being able to be yourself, that brings you joy and balance, and it's beautiful because it's also, Leo's, you're dancing with your 7th house, dancing with a relationship, you know. So if you can be yourself, then everyone around you can be their selves, and especially in a one-on-one relationship, that's really beautiful and really joyful. So yay Aquarius. Okay, Pisces rising. Leo is looking at your house of service, your day-to-day work. If you like the more you like your whatever it is that you do on a daily basis, the healthier you tend to be. And the moon is lighting up the unseen world, the dream world. You know, this is really beautiful, where, you know, something from the dream time comes to you and you perceive your daily life differently. You perceive the intentions you made differently. And let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, you have the three of swords. So yeah. So I see this as there's some philosophical shift, right? It's like, oh, there's an idea, and now you can't unsee it, and sometimes it's painful. But if you look at this card, the coming from this, it's like you have this new idea, or a new thought comes in, and it's like, oh my God, I've had this shift in perception, or you've heard something, or you've said something, and it seems like it's changed everything. And there may be a feeling of like you have to let go of whatever was. But the thing is, it also fertilizes this new thing. We've got new growth. It's like, you know, this rose is growing out of this like discomfort. And you know, the hearts, you know, there's an eye right in the middle of that heart. Ooh, I gotta move my feet. I'm sitting cross-legged. Yeah, so there's an eye. So like I said, once you see something, you can't unsee it. And it's like, there may be a feeling of sorrow, yes, but ultimately it's something that's necessary for this new stage of growth. It's gonna be okay. Aries rising. Leo lights up your house of self-expression, creativity, romance. It's a nice time. And then we have the moon dancing in your house of your community, your friends, your hopes and wishes. You know, so if you don't have a lot of community right now, like, that's the thing the moon is going to be shining on. You're going to start to see some realities about your community and how that affects how you express yourself in the world, or how you experience fun and love and romance. So let's see what the cards have to say. The devil. So there may be a little shadow work coming up. This may be a good time to look at some aspect of your reality where you might feel trapped, something you just don't, that's sort of been percolating up, that you haven't wanted to see, but it wants to be seen. The devil is kind of like that part of ourselves that's like sort of the beast, right? This is a beast. What the heck is that? Is that like the nasty parts of ourselves, right? Like the gooey, oozy, stinky parts. Like that looks like it could be like a winged butthole or something, right? So it's like, ugh, right? But those things exist, and they all have a function, right? So I'm trying to see, like, how do I tie this into the 11th house, your house of friends and stuff. So there could be some one or some people in your friends group that maybe are dealing with addiction, or are trying to pull you toward addiction, or you might feel like you kind of fall into something not so pleasant, or something just feels like you're being kind of triggered in a, I don't want to use the word trigger. Maybe there's an awakening, there's an awareness, right? There's an awareness of something that that you may have been avoiding, and it's time to look, because looking at it, turning to the beast, and acknowledging the beast, removes the fear of the beast, right? Usually. But if you can look at something and see it for what it is, you can then work with it. Yeah, this there's like a denial of there's a denial of humanity that has to be reconciled, to remove the shackle that, you know, tied to the beast in this like flying butthole. You know, something unpleasant needs to be looked at. Maybe it's not as unpleasant as it looks like. I mean, most of our inner demons are, you know, they can be hard to look at, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. And that looking gives you a richer ability to have creativity and to be loving and to be more yourself, which is, I mean, Aries. If any sign or any rising sign is gonna be up for like dealing with a stinky flying butthole, it's gonna be Aries, because what a heroic journey that is. All right, Taurus. Taurus rising. Excuse me. Leo season is when you're like kind of in your like just getting into like, this is home, this is my little sanctuary, this is where I live. I like, want to feel good. I don't want to be too hot. I just want to feel comfortable and be with my flowers. And then there's something about the way you are in the world. There's something about maybe your calling or your career, or just like as you get grounded in your home, you start to get the moon shows you, reflects to you like what it is you could be putting out there to the world, and then finding a way to make money while doing that. That is the trick, right? So Taurus, my dear Taurus, let's see what the cards have to say. Well, you know, it's a nice time to take a rest. That's what the Four of Swords is all about. Just like meditate. You start to get the vision on what it is you'd like to put out there in the world, and just, you know, it's the middle of summer. It's a great time to rest and to like really build on what it is that you want to how you want to be out there in the world, right? You can take this time, take this week to just get really clear about it, and don't let anyone rush you. Not that a Taurus is going to let anyone rush them. But yeah, this is just a nice time to just meditate. Maybe sit in the grass and meditate. Sit in your garden and meditate. Lay in bed and meditate. And get grounded with the idea that you have that you want to put out into the world. All right, I guess I should say thank you to everybody. Gemini rising. Leo season for you is it's time for you to be like out and about in the world, checking out what's going on in the neighborhood, and interacting with community. This is a great time for writing and just kind of being witty and talking to people. And then the moon is touching on, you know, getting some kind of reflection, perspective, light shining on, wanting to deepen some knowledge, or maybe get outside of the neighborhood and like go somewhere else. Like like there some either higher education, or you might get an inkling to teach something yourself, or to just be somewhere else in the world, like travel. Or maybe some travel you have done, or you're in the midst of traveling, is showing you a new way of relating to people on a date, just sort of on your out and about kind of reality. And oh, Lady of Swords, yeah. So new ways of communicating, new ways of putting your ideas out there. This is the time to nurture it. This is, if you're like learning, love this, if she's playing a musical instrument. If you're learning a musical instrument, or if you're writing poetry or songs, like now's the time to like nurture that drive, nurture that initiative. It's coming from a place right now of, it's the moon. It's really intuitive. It's really intuitive, and it's percolating and wants to be nurtured. All right. Have a great week, Gemini. And finally, Cancer. Cancer. So during Leo season, the sun shines light on what it is that you value, what means wealth to you. It's like every year you go through this cycle during Leo, and so your concerns are in that arena, and you run it through your system, and it's like, how does this relate to who I am? How does like how I'm valued relate to who I am, or how does what I value relate to who I am, or how does like how has my understanding and meaning, definition of wealth, how has that changed over the last year? It changes. Everything changes as we go. And like right now, we're in massive transformation, especially during this full moon cycle. We had, and this new moon cycle with Pluto opposing the sun and the moon. Now we have the moon riding alongside Pluto opposing the sun. And for you, it's in the unseen world. It's in the place of where there's this need to, you might be feeling like you learned something and it was valuable to you, and it had something that you like, that's either on a deeply, like, when I say unseen world, I'm meaning like vibrations. I mean like vibes around something, or maybe death, or a sexual experience, but something, a feeling that you can't see. And that's really important to being human. It's really important to being a being that nobody talks about, but that is ultimately sacred. And there's some card came finally. There's some awareness that you're having now about that. And I got 2 cards. And the first one is that whatever the awareness is, it was actually reversed. It's coming. And when it comes, you're gonna feel like it's going to rock something that you have always experienced in a certain way, but it's going to free you. The new thought or the realization, you're going to realize that everybody else's shit doesn't matter. And what matters is you. What matters is your ideas, your way of being in the world. And that's the thing that sets you free. All of this that looks like, and this that looks like bondage, it is bondage. It's being released. And then we have Lovers. And these guys are like, they're creating something new. They're creating a third entity. And they're just creating joy and pleasure. And they're falling in love. Or they are love. It's like the connection, the commitment to what you value and maybe what you're feeling. I did mention sex, or it doesn't have to be feeling. It doesn't have to be sex, but it can be, it's just like something that people don't talk about, where there's like this shame that fucking shackles us. You know, all these signs are for everybody, but the job is to heal that thing that is supposed to be taboo and bring it to light. And the moon brings that to light. And so that lets you be free. And this lets you love. This is like complete cooperation with the universe right here. Not only cooperation, but celebration. Yay! Woo! All right. So that's all the signs for the full moon. And I burned this beautiful candle and it's just going out. Perfect timing. It's almost out. If you'd like a reading with me, you can contact me through hollytroy.com/tarot, and you'll see book a reading. I'm offering a 25% off all readings for 2025. Have a great week. May this full moon be inspiring and satisfying and motivating, and just all around creating positive, good vibes for you and the world. Namaste.